Copper. Once dismissed as a decoration, a warm metal that we polished and forgot. But what if copper is the thread connecting a forgotten era of builders, a copper age that bridged stone and iron, civilization and collapse? Today, we're following that thread. Copper golems, oxidized statues, shelves full of artifacts, and the civilization that might have made them. Mojang's third game drop of 2025, initially named The Copper Age, centers copper as more than an ornament. It introduces functional copper tools, new copper armor, copper chests that interact with a new copper golem, shelves to display items, copper bars, chains, lanterns and torches, and the long T's copper golem itself. The golem is summoned by placing a carved pumpkin atop a copper block and spawns together with a copper chest. It helps sort and transport items between chests within a limited radius. It can pick items from a copper chest and deposit them in a nearby chest by categories. Ores to one chest, food to another, though it's not flawless. Testers found it searches up a certain number of chests before resetting, and it has a cooldown and search pattern that prevents it from becoming an instant universal sorter. These features are rolling out in previews and snapshots and are documented in Mojang's official reveal and subsequent preview notes. Now, let's talk about copper in Minecraft, from 2021 to now. Copper was introduced in Minecraft during the Caves and Cliffs update in 2021. For a long time, players utilized it for roofing, lightning rods, and decorative elements, while oxidation remained primarily a visual feature. The Copper Age modifies the role of this metal. It now carries significance in gameplay. By introducing a mid-tier set of tools and armor, copper is positioned between stone and iron, making it attainable for new players while still being impactful mechanically. The designers connected the process of oxidation and waxing to the life cycle of the copper golem, turning the patina into both a narrative element and a visual characteristic. The update purposely links waxing to player control. With honeyed wax, you can stop oxidation, allowing you to maintain a golem's appearance and reactivate its clerk-like functions. This mechanic lets you play a curator, deciding when a golem remains a living helper or becoming a static monument that marks an era. Over time, the golem undergoes oxidation and transforms into a decorative statue with various poses. It can be reactivated by applying wax. This life cycle creates narrative moments, a lively workshop where golems buzz with activity, a gradual ceremonial oxidation process that turns them into statues, followed by a ritual waxing to revive a sentinel for a festival or emergency. Shelves change how players display and interact with items. They can store and show 3 items per block and be redstone powered to swap or rotate sets. In lore terms, shelves function like museum cases or libraries. A civilization that builds mass shelving is cataloging, preserving knowledge, artifacts, and perhaps records of technology. Shelves paired with copper chests and copper golems create an ecosystem, storage, cataloging, and automation. That ecosystem reads like the scaffolding of an advanced administrative infrastructure. Think warehouses with labeled chests, lines of shelves displaying trade goods, and golems shuffling inventory like clerks in a pre-industrial bureaucracy. To be fair, oxidation is central to the Copper Age aesthetic, but it's also symbolic. In our world, oxidation is time's fingerprint, metal weathering into a green patina. In Minecraft, oxidation transforms functional objects into statues. Imagine a society that deliberately lets its guardians oxidize into memorials, then waxes them to halt decay. That ritual speaks to memory and intention. The oxidized forms of the golems provide a deliberate texture for narrative. Each statue, captured in a specific action, encourages interpretation. For instance, a golem holding an ingot may honor a miner, while one with a ledger could pay tribute to a scribe. The processes of waxing and reactivation transform into rituals. Towns might apply wax to their golems prior to a coronation, or reactivate them to mark a harvest. Let's assemble the case that the Copper Age hints at a lost builder's civilization. 1. The presence of crafted, oxidizing monuments, copper golems becoming statues, suggests a culture that desired its machines to join its monuments. 2. Shelving and archival tools imply systematic preservation of items, an archive more sophisticated than scattered chests. 3. Copper tools and armor that sit between stone and iron imply a transitional technological phase available widely across the world. 4. The copper golem's limited AI and sorting behavior hint at early automation, perfect for a society that needs record keeping and resource management. And 5. Mojang's design of unique copper interactions, oxidation, waxing, patina on statues. It feels narrative, not merely decorative. Individually, these facts are gameplay. Together, they form a plausible cultural portrait, a people who industrialize copper, built automatons to manage their stores, and ritualize decay in the monuments. Developers and previews have mentioned an intriguing interaction between iron and copper golems, described as a sweet interaction.
We've also added a cute interaction between the copper golem and the iron golem. Aw, just look at it!
Community testers have noted that iron golems show positive reaction to copper golems in snapshots, indicating possible emotional or cooperative behaviors. This can be seen in a variety of ways. Maybe iron golems are more recent, robust descendants that hold copper constructs in high regard. Maybe these two types of golems fulfill different roles in society, and their interactions imply social integration in changing times. Or it could simply be a design element, hinting at a potential future mechanics that involve both. Regardless of the interpretation, this mechanic evokes the essence of cultural memory, where ancient guardians are recognized by newer defenders, representing a metaphorical passing of the torch in the realm of metal. Every civilization ends. So how could the Copper Age have collapsed? Several plausible Minecraft narrative scenarios present themselves. Maybe resource depletion. Copper abundance might have lulled builders into an unsustainable extraction that exhausted nearby deposits, prompting migrations and fracturing of societies. Okay, but what about a technological leap? Iron's arrival could have disrupted copper's economies. Iron tools are superior, prompting conflict, displacement, or obsolescence of copper guilds. There could have also been social upheaval. Internal strife between guilds of coppersmiths and ironsmiths might have led to a civil war, intentional destruction of workshops, and ritualized memorializing of lost institutions. We don't have canonical answers, but the game's tools encourages these readings. Shelves, golems, and oxidation suggest deliberate preservation, as if survivors attempted to memorialize what was lost. Players make their own archaeology, dig through ruins, collect oxidized golems, and inventory the items on shelves to curate exhibitions that interpret builder life. Mapmakers can leave notes next to copper chests explaining what each chest contained, turning functional chests into narrative touchstones. Use redstone and command blocks to simulate workshops where golems wake, perform, then sleep, integrating the Copper Age into adventure maps. The Copper Age reveal has sparked active testing in Bedrock previews and Java snapshots, with creators sharing experiments and stumbling upon emergent behaviors. Videos and posts show copper golems sorting setups, oxidation art pieces, and clever shelf displays. Developers have leaned into community feedback, iterating on search limits and chest interactions to avoid exploitable instant sorters while preserving charm. This collaborative development is part of why the Copper Age feels alive. What players discover now may become canonical later. The Copper Age opens narrative pathways. Could copper artifacts tie into ancient cities? Were copper workshops peripheral to deeper builder industries? Might copper golems be ancestor models for other automata? Developers could expand the idea with copper-based redstone logic, or introduce narrative items, recorded logs on shelves, trade manifest, or even a golem registry block that catalogs each guardian's name and a service record. Imagine quests where players must restore a wax golem's registry entry to access a sealed archive, or where oxidized statues form a map that can only be read when all are reactivated. So what are the final thoughts? Minecraft's genius is its open-endedness. The Copper Age supplies mechanics that practically beg for stories, whether Mojang intended a literal lost civilization or simply wanted practical copper toys. The space between mechanics and meaning is where Minecraft's community thrives. Build your workshops, wax your statues, and ask who left those shelves full of artifacts, because in Minecraft, a new era of storytelling is waiting. Explore, curate, and question. Each shelf can become a fragment of a greater builder story. Start building today. If this inspired you, like and subscribe for more lores.